Hello, and welcome to day 100 Grammar with Mariia. Today, we are going to work not with verbs, but with nouns. And as always, we start with a quote. If the noun is good and the verb is strong, you almost never need an adjective. Anthony Lucas. You've noticed that in this quote, we have three different parts of speech. Nouns, verbs, and adjectives. So what is a noun? A noun gives a name to some objects, to people, to everything. For example, here we have a whiteboard marker, a board. So we know what we have around us. There are different types of nouns, but today we focus on nouns that you can see, you can touch. So simple nouns. And as with verbs, nouns have different forms. They have forms, almost all of them have forms both in singular and in plural. But there are nouns which have only singular form and those which have only plural form. So I mentioned singular and plural. Let's see if you remember. What does it mean when I say singular? Do you remember?
S.
Singular S. Okay, that's great. You remember this rule. So in the present indefinite tense, we have to use, when we speak about singular, we use the verb that ends in S. That's great. But what does it mean singular? What is it? Singular, single, one. So when we speak about one person or one thing, this is singular, what I mean. And we can almost always change this word into he, she, it. So we understand that this is singular. And then we have plural form. So this plural form means two and more people, things, and so on. So when we have a word in singular, a noun in singular, for example, a girl, we understand that we speak about one girl. This is a singular form of this word. But we can make a plural form by adding, in these cases, some endings. So this can be S ending or ES ending. Before I explain these endings and what they do, you need to know the difference between letters and sounds. Because when I say S, I give the name to this letter, and the letter is S. But what we see is only this, S. So in this case, when we write, we use letters from the alphabet. There are 26 letters, and these letters are divided into vowels and consonants. But what you hear is a sound. And a sound is always marked in these square brackets. So when I give the name to this letter, S, I'll write this sound, S. So in fact, what you see in these square brackets, this is the way you read it. You say S, but you write this letter. So when we speak about letters, these are letters. And when I explain the spelling, how you write the word, I give the name of these letters. So I say G-I-R-L. These are letters. But what you hear is a girl, and you read it like that, girl. These are sounds, these are letters. Why this is important? Because there are these endings here after which we have to use es. So at first, this simple rule, here we have a word. To make it a plural form, we use this ending. So at first we have a girl. To make it plural, first of all, you need to get rid of this indefinite article a, because you cannot use it in the plural form. So we'll have this word and we just add s at the end. So in this case we have, can you read this word for me, please?
Girls.
Girls. You're right. Girls. Again, we have another word.
House.
A house. You're right. So what do? No a here, and then I add s at the end. Can you read it for me, please?
House.
Houses. Houses, because we've added this s already. And now we understand that we speak about two and more houses. Here we have a board. For example, this whiteboard. A board.
Boards.
Boards. You're right. On the s at the end. That's all that simple. Now we move to these endings. When the noun ends in s, double s, sh, ch, x, we add es ending. In fact, when I read these letters, you hear this hissing sound. S, s, sh, sh, x. So you understand when you hear the word that ends in this s sound, you add es, and you always pronounce it as is. So look here, we have a box. Here we have this ending, a box. Can you read the plural form of this word?
Boxes.
Boxes. You're right. The next one.
Watches.
Watches. Very good. And the last one.
Buses.
Buses. Very good. And no a is needed. So, again, here you see that depending on the ending of the word of the noun, we use different endings, s or es. We speak about letters, what we see, and how we write the words, and everything we hear are sounds. And we write these sounds in these square brackets. Letters in the alphabet are divided into vowels and consonants. There are vowels. There are 5 vowels. A, O, I, E, U. All other letters are consonants. This will be very important for us to understand when we work with the es ending in the next video, because depending on these letters, we are going to write the words differently when we add this es ending. So remember, vowels and consonants. Vowels are those which you can sing, like a, o, e. You can make long sounds. And all other sounds letters will be consonant letters. Practice at home. You have to make plural forms of simple nouns you see around you. Remember, when you add es ending, the majority of words will have this ending, but those which end in these letters always have this ending. Thank you for today. See you next time.